In this video, we're going to have a look at subtracting negative numbers. To illustrate the idea behind this, we're going to have a look at this pattern here. So do you notice in this pattern we're doing 10 subtract something. 10 subtract 3, 7. 10 subtract 2 is 8. 10 subtract 1, and 10. Let's have a look at some patterns here. Do you notice how we're going 3, 2, 1, 0? So if we continue that pattern, it would go minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Let's have a look at the pattern in our answer. It's going 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, it must go 11, 12, and 13. If we examine this guy down here, 10 subtract negative 3 is 13. That's strange because we know that 10 plus 3 is 13. It appears that this operation here is the exact same as this operation here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and summarise that with a wee sentence. I'm just going to say subtracting a negative behaves like addition. Subtracting a negative behaves like addition. Because if we have a look at that example there again, 10 subtract negative 3, well, that behaves like 10 plus 3 to give us our answer of 13, because it needs to be for that pattern to hold. Let's have a look at a few more examples. Let's do number 2. 7 subtract negative 2. Do you see that we are subtracting a negative? Subtracting a negative behaves like addition. So subtracting negative 2 is the same as adding 2. And 7 add 2 is 9. Let's have a look at another one. Example 3. Let's do 10 subtract negative 5. We're subtracting a negative. Subtracting a negative behaves like addition. That behaves like 10 plus 5. 10 plus 5 is 15. And this works for all calculations. If, for example, we wanted to do negative 7 subtract negative 4. So here we're subtracting a negative. Subtracting a negative behaves like addition. Notice how this negative 7 still remains a negative 7. This behaves like negative 7 plus 4. So negative 7 plus 4, if I think about that in a number line, if I start at negative 7 and I move up 4, where am I going to end up? Well, I'm going to end up at negative 3. Number 5. Negative 16 subtract negative 12. I am subtracting a negative. Subtracting a negative behaves like addition. This guy stays the exact same. This still remains negative 16. Okay, so this is like starting at negative 16 on a number line and moving up 12. Starting at negative 16 on a number line, moving up 12, that's going to get us closer to 0. It's going to get us to minus 4. Okay, one final one. Example 6. Negative 3 subtract negative 3 subtract negative 8. Subtracting a negative behaves like addition. This behaves like adding 8. This negative 3 we bring down. This is going to be negative 3 add 8. I'm starting at negative 3. I'm going to move up 8. That's going to leave me at 5. Okay, it's very important that you can differentiate between the two ideas. For example, if I had 10 add negative 2 or 10 subtract negative 2, subtracting a negative behaves like addition. It behaves like 10 plus 2. Whereas this example here, which we could see in a previous video, when we add a negative, that behaves like subtraction. Two very closely related ideas, but two you need to be comfortable with in working when we're dealing with negative numbers. Hopefully that was helpful. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care.